Hello you guys and welcome to today's reading. My name is Alexa and I will be doing a reading for the week of February 6, 2023. This specific reading is designed for anyone with Libra placement, so Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and North Node. This one is for you. So I did pull a couple of cards out of my Sacred Creators Oracle deck. I do have a couple other decks that I may pull from, but my dear wonderful Libras, primary first message that popped out for me that seems really important for you is to acknowledge that prosperity sisters are happiness and joy. That's a very, I'm going to be honest, kind of a corny way of saying it, but I think there's a lot of value for you guys this week in acknowledging the value of your connections with other people. Specifically, the word sisters actually stands out really strongly for me, and I think this has a lot more to do with, it could be your blood siblings, but also the people that you call family, whether it is a sports team or your coworkers, people that maybe you're in a specific group with, getting AA for some of you maybe, but the people that you consider very close to you, like your brethren, understanding that those connections that you have they are of immense value. And for some of you, I feel like maybe if you've been really obsessing over money or finances or income, if that feels like it's the primary indicator of success, I feel like a lot of you are being encouraged to look at the other areas in your life that you are rich and successful, even if it's not about money. And even if you do feel rich and abundant in the sense of money, acknowledging that there are other areas in your life where you can have enriching experiences, and there's more to life than material things, I think is really what this card comes down to. I did also pull for you, my dear Libras, the card that encourages you to overrate your intuition for this upcoming week. When I start these pulls, I do ask the question of what guidance do you guys need, what will be helpful, what themes may come up. So I do feel like for some of you, there may be some situations where you have the opportunity to utilize your intuition versus your logical mind. And if you are in a toss-up of, I don't know if I should go with how I feel or what I think, this week, I think you should consider going with what you feel. And what you feel is it's not just an emotional thing. This is a very deep-seated, like a full body intuition thing. And for any decisions that you have to make, especially if you are making a decision between maybe two different paths or two different things, following your intuition, I think, will be your best bet. My dear Libras, I also pulled for you the card that encourages you to fall in love with your own story. Anytime this card comes up, and it's an encouragement for you to not only have respect for yourself, where you are in regards to your life, your finances, your relationships, etc., but to also be willing to share that with others to some degree. We did just have a full moon in Leo. If you don't follow me on TikTok, but you find astrology things helpful, I recommend it at alexab.alchemy. But I did release a video about the full moon in Leo a couple of days ago, and this full moon really brings forward the importance of, as all full moons, release and surrender of things that stand in the way of being willing to express yourself and being willing to be seen. Because Leo energy is all about expressiveness and being seen, there is a huge value in this chapter right now for all the signs in the collective to be willing to be seen. And this card about falling in love with your own story encourages you to also share that story and to know that that story, that truth, whatever it is, has value for other people. Now, sharing the story could come in a multitude of ways. It could be in the way of writing. Maybe you're writing a book, or you want to, and this is an encouragement for you to start. Maybe this has to do with public speaking or some kind of an event where if you have like an upcoming engagement and a speech to give and you're like, I don't really know what to talk about or how to say or what to segue. I think there's a level of being personal with yourself that's gonna be of value. On a micro scale, even in your day-to-day connections, your connections with other people, I think being willing to expose and share things about yourself and about your story. Some of you may feel like, oh, it's pointless, or oh, I don't feel that my story is very important, or it doesn't feel as prevalent. I think some of you intuitively will feel maybe called to share your story with certain people, and you're not going to know why, but you're just going to be like, I feel called to share this with you. I don't know why. And if that is the case, I do feel like you're being encouraged to follow through with that intuitive ping, my dear Libras. I do feel called to pull a couple of cards from another deck. Oh, tarot. Okay, we're going for tarot. I thought we were going to do oracle, but I'm feeling called to pull out of the tarot deck to see maybe there's a little bit more clarity on these cards, where these situations might come up. What other information do you guys need to know moving into this week that will be helpful for you? Getting the word balance. I know you're a Libra, so that might already be a given, but okay, let's see here. I'm gonna pull 1, 2, I'm getting 5. We're doing a lot for tarot for you guys today. 4 and 5. Okay, so, oh my god, I have pulled these cards. I swear to god, these cards have come up a lot today. So I pulled for you the Page of Pentacles. I pulled for you the 8 of Cups. Also pulled for you, I don't know why I can't count, 7 of Cups, the World in reverse, and Page of Wands in reverse. First one I want to talk about is the Page of Pentacles. Now, this card comes up anytime there is a possibility for new ventures. Maybe some of you are experiencing this ambition or this desire, this drive for something that is new. A level of new cravings is pretty pertinent when this comes up. So I do feel like some of you are being, I don't want to say tempted by a new path, but you are seeing a potential path or a potential direction that you could go in. And some of you may be experiencing like a choice that you have to make. The 7 of Cups is indicative of choices, especially, but also there's an element of like daydreaming, trying to identify like what your purpose is, or identify what path you may want to take, or you're searching for a purpose. So I do feel like for some of you, maybe there's a level of like lackluster with knowing how you want to move forward or what you want to do in your life. The 8 of Cups I pulled, it implies that there might be something that you are walking away from. So as a result of these choices, you may have to, or you may choose to select one choice, and in doing so, you will walk away from the other ones. Not necessarily a bad thing, that's kind of the name of the game with life. But 2 things that I don't want to say caution you with, but things I would encourage you to be aware of. I did pull the World in reverse, and I also pulled the Page of Wands in reverse, and Swans, right? Okay, yeah, good. I just want to make sure I was looking at that right. So the World in reverse, it can imply a level of incompletion, lack of closure, maybe lack of fulfillment. So there is a possibility for you to take a certain path that will ultimately be unfulfilling for you. The Page of Wands in reverse implies some level of like a lack of direction. So I feel like for some of you, like the lack of direction or the lack of intentionality, the lack of choosing something that you want to move forward with will actually perpetuate this cycle of unfulfillment. So I think for some of you, maybe you're in a situation where you feel like nothing is fulfilling, or you don't really know what you want to do, and you are maybe hesitant to move forward in any direction because you don't want to feel like, you want to feel fulfilled, you want to feel like you have a sense of purpose. And for some of you, I feel like maybe you're not if you choose to stay where you are, or you choose to continue to, I don't know, I want to say like follow through with things. For some reason, I feel like some of you might want to follow through with things that will lead to financial success, etc., but they're not going to lead to the riches of what I pulled in the first card, happiness and joy. So it's ultimately going to leave you feeling emotionally unfulfilled. And I think for a lot of you, because I pulled the intuition card, a lot of you know intuitively like what the best move is for you. There's no right or wrong move. There's just like what move is going to serve you in this chapter. And if you are looking for a sense of fulfillment, if what you are, I mean, the Page of Wands in reverse and the World in reverse tells me that you are probably looking for a sense of fulfillment and security from that fulfillment. And some of you may be trying to figure out what way you can attain that. And the advice, I think, honestly, I feel like I could have pulled these cards, the tarot first and then these, but I do feel like the oracle cards are your advice on how to navigate this, which is to, again, overrate your intuition, fall in love with your own story, and to utilize your own teachings, your own story. Like the lessons you've learned in the past will likely apply to your present right now. So I would be conscientious of that, and to know that like whatever intuitive pings you have, whatever intuitive hits you have, they are worthwhile. They are worth listening to. Finally, because I pulled the card that says prosperity sisters or happiness and joy, again, I think whatever path you take, if you want to find fulfillment, because the tarot cards all really imply a level of like a lack of fulfillment that could come out of certain choices. So if you want that fulfillment in your life, I would encourage you to take some time to acknowledge that it's not just going to be about one thing. Like, really get clear on what it is that you value, what it is that's important to your life, and how you want to experience it, how you want to feel. And I think at the end of the day, that will help you to align with what the best action is for you from an intuitive standpoint. I am going to pull one or a couple more cards out of this Crystal Spirits deck for you guys, just to provide a little bit more clarity and encouragement on how you might want to move forward. This is one of my most encouraging decks, so I want to see if there's anything that seems important. Wow, okay, I think I've pulled this card for almost every sign today. So Rhodonite, first card to keep in mind. This is everything to do with connecting with other people, connecting to your community, connecting to people that you get a lot of value out of being in conversation with. For some of you, I feel like this is a mentor maybe, or a guide, a coach, someone that's gonna help you channel things. There's something in the way of connecting with others that will be valuable for you. Amethyst is in reverse. This card is about your subconscious patterns. So if you are acting out of subconscious patterning, this is what it comes down to. If you're acting out of subconscious patterning, my dear wonderful Libras, this week I think you're gonna have opportunities to see how you might want to change that. Any conditioning, any actions you're taking that are as a result of your conditioning, whether it's from other people, from your surroundings, or from your own experiences. I feel like some of you are acting out of some subconscious narratives, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. This is, again, a part of your story, and it's a beautiful part of your story. But you have the opportunity right now to shift that narrative, to change that, and to experience a different life that is going to ultimately be more fulfilling for you. The card of Prosperity Sisters or Joy and Happiness directly encourages you to connect with others and with your community. Rhodonite directly encourages you to connect with others and with your community. So my final advice for you, my dear Libras, for this week, if you want to find success in your life and you want to fall in love with it, first of all, note the cards all have similar colors of like pinks and oranges and red. They're very warm colors, very warming. You're being encouraged to have heartwarming connections with other people. Find love with your community, find joy within your community, especially with the cards that I pulled from the tarot deck. Again, none of these I wouldn't say are negative. I don't think that they are implying something's going to be awful for you, but if you really want that true like warming fulfillment in your life, I do think it will benefit you to tap into your intuition and to tap into your community and make sure that you are making those a priority. The financial resources, the physical aspects and components of your life, sure, they are important. They are something for you to consider, but I think if you want to find more balance, again, being Libra, you want to find more balance for a well-rounded life, because with these cards, we have a lot of blue, we've got some yellow, so very, very cool cards with the tarot, very warm cards with the oracle. I do think this is symbolically kind of pulling together this level of like balance. And the best way, in my opinion, for you guys to attain this balance would be fusing and combining the desires that you have in all aspects, all components of your life, and making sure that you are addressing the needs of the your heart's need for connection to other people and heartfelt connection. So thank you, my dear Libras, for tuning in. I appreciate and love you guys so much. I do these readings every single week, so if you found it helpful, tap the subscribe button, leave a little thumbs up just so that I know it resonated. If you want to drop a comment, I would love to hear it. And if you're not following me on TikTok or Instagram, please make sure that you do so. You can find me at alexaby.alchemy. Finally, these readings are free of charge, so if you ever want to leave a donation, there is information below on how to do that, but you are not obligated. It's honestly just a gift to have you guys here. So thank you for tuning in. I will see you guys next week. I love you, I appreciate you, and have a most beautiful, well-rounded, wholesome week ahead. Bye, guys.